Manchester United have joined the race to sign Christian Eriksen this summer, and big plans in relation to Donny van der Beek have been revealed by none other than Fabrizio Romano.
Donny, because we know that he was on loan to Everton, but Manchester United in January, when they were negotiating with Everton and with Crystal Palace, both clubs wanted Donny van der Beek. They didn't want to include any buy option clause for Donny van der Beek because they knew that there was a chance for the new manager, in this case Erik Ten Hag, to consider him as part of the plans for the future season. So they wanted to keep everything open for Donny van der Beek, just a normal loan, a simple loan for 6 months. And that's what happened. He played for Everton. Now he's back at Manchester United. And what's going to happen for Donny van der Beek, guys? Let's keep everything always open, because we know that in the transfer market, many things can happen, especially at Manchester United, a club that will need a revolution. We need part of their building with Erik Ten Hag to happen immediately this summer. But the information I'm getting on Donny van der Beek are pretty clear. From what I'm told, Erik Ten Hag sent clear message to the board since day one. He's convinced that Donny van der Beek could be an important player for Manchester United next season. So Donny van der Beek has serious chances to be part of Manchester United project.
You hear what he's saying there? It's very, very interesting. You read the quote, and it says here that Donny van der Beek in Erik Ten Hag's plans and will be an important player. What Fabrizio actually said is could be an important player. And that's if Erik Ten Hag is convinced that Donny van der Beek can play in the Premier League. And that's been the overarching factor here for a long time. There's not a guarantee he's going to be an important player. There isn't a guarantee that he's going to get regular game time. That isn't true, as some people are kind of twisting this into on social media. What it means is he's going to get a chance. What it means is he's going to get an opportunity. What it means is that he isn't done as a Manchester United player as things stand right now on the 5th of June, 2022. That, for me, is positive news. Because if Donny van der Beek's career at the club can be turned around, that's less business that Manchester United need to do. It means we might save us 40, 50 million pounds in the transfer market. It gets rid of another need for the transfer team, the recruitment team, to put together another deal. What also is broke today is, of course, Manchester United have entered the race to sign Christian Eriksen. And this is an intriguing one for me, because where does Christian Eriksen fit into Manchester United? Well, he's highly talented. He plays that traditional number 10 role, which is Bruno Fernandes's. Now, there are some Man United fans that will look at this and say, he starts over Bruno. He's better than Bruno. Gives the ball away less, highly creative. He can galvanize the team. He can be far more cohesive in the way that we can be far more cohesive in the way we attack. He plays between the lines better. He's better on the eye test. He may not score as many. His GA may never be as high. But overall, we'll be a better football team. You have the other side of the coin, which is great rotation for Bruno. Bruno has been run into the ground at Manchester United, played far too many matches in the past 2 years, which saw him really fade away over the course of the 2021-22 season. I think either side of that coin is positive for Man United if that becomes the outcome. If there's more rotation for Bruno and you get the best out of him and the best out of Eriksen together, amazing. If it's the first example and it's actually Bruno gets dropped and you become an even better team with Christian Eriksen, again, no real Man United fan is going to care. It becomes a little bit of a nonsensical argument to me. Like, if the end result is Man United become better, no real Man United fan cares. If you've got an agenda against Bruno, then fair enough. You're entitled to have that. I know a lot of people are absolutely desperate to be right about some things, especially the kind of tactico football fans, the people that focus mainly on tactics and eye test, because they've had a real horrible last 4 or 5 months in the game. They really, really have. They've had a torrid time. Nearly every single one of their predictions has gone wrong. All their data points, all the analytics, all the profiles, all the predictions for what players would succeed and wouldn't succeed have all gone wrong, all gone terribly wrong for them. So they're desperate for Bruno Fernandes to be like that last remaining hope that their knowledge is superior. Most Man United fans don't care. Most Man United fans want the football team to be better. Listen, if Bruno doesn't kick a ball this season and it's Donny van der Beek, De Jong and Eriksen that are ruling the roost and Man United are improving, Do you think I'm going to care? No. No Man United fan does. No true United fan does. He doesn't have a player agenda. So this is quite exciting news today in many, many ways. You know, with what Fabrizio was kind of saying there, that Donny's going to get this chance. Man United entering the ring to get their hands upon, of course, the brilliance that is Christian Eriksen. And look, with Christian Eriksen, I've always been a fan. I've always been somebody that's liked how he's played. When he was at Tottenham, he was a player that I thought Manchester United should have been looking at. And I'm kind of glad that we're now doing that. What's intriguing about the transfer and the pursuit of him is when you look at everybody else that is currently involved in that. Brentford, Tottenham, Man United are all fighting for him, with Tottenham currently being the favourites. Spurs are the favourites as things stand right now. That's with the majority of the bookmakers across the UK. He's almost on the evens odds to move. However, the official news that Manchester United have moved in for him has only come to light in the past 24 to 48 hours, depending upon when it is you are watching this piece of content. Man United have got a great opportunity and chance, but you have to then start looking at the overall picture. Are we going to be giving Donny, Bruno that's had a new deal, Eriksen and De Jong the opportunities to play in their said midfield roles? If we play 4-3-3, where do they fit in? If we're playing 4-2-3-1, where do they all fit in? For me, something has got to give here. For me, will Donny get a chance? Will Eriksen get the sort of the green light if tomorrow morning Man United were to secure the deal for De Jong? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's too many attacking midfield players or attack-minded midfield players, as it were. It could be the case that we're looking at Frankie de Jong to be the single, a bit like he does to the Netherlands, that kind of single pivot midfield player in a three-man midfield with eights either side of him. Again, the Donny van der Beeks and the Christian Eriksens are probably looked at as better options in that position than Bruno Fernandes, who is very much like a goal-scoring number 10 playing off the front striker. That is where he's at his best. You want to remove almost all responsibility from Bruno in terms of controlling the tempo and flow of the game. That isn't what he's great at. We actually saw in a few games towards the end of the season, Brentford at home, ironically, was a great example of Man United looking better in possession with Juan Mata on the field of play and Bruno at the same time, with Juan Mata being the individual controlling the flow of the ball and feeding the ball into the Brunos in more advanced positions. Maybe that is a train of thought here. Maybe Erik Ten Hag, finally we have a manager using their brain at the club. Well, look, I know Bruno's weaknesses. I also know his strengths. And if you utilize, Bruno Fernandes has a strength which is so rare for midfield players. In fact, it's the hardest skill to have in football, and that's scoring goals. And although he didn't have a great goal-scoring season last year compared to his previous three campaigns at Man United and Sporting Lisbon, respectively, he was still one of the highest goal-scoring midfielders from open play in European football out of the top leagues. And it was a poor season for him. So there is that skill set there that Erik Ten Hag certainly wants to unleash. But from a Man United fan's point of view, these transfer plans being revealed by Fabrizio Romano, the idea that we've gone in for Christian Eriksen, what is so intriguing about this for me, it shows that the club are recognizing a major problem we have at this club, and that is creativity. Creativity and controlling the tempo of the game. We have Ronaldo that's going to score goals. We're highly likely to sign a striker. Darwin Núñez, right as it stands right now, is leading the way on this. Bruno will be able to score goals. I believe our inside forwards next season will score more goals than they did this year. But it's creating an abundance and a consistency in chances. What you need is two things. Of course, creators, people with an eye for creating goals and opportunities. That doesn't need to be explained to anybody. That's basic. But the controlling of the tempo of the game. These things are sometimes harder to quantify. These things are sometimes harder to understand. The naked eye doesn't always see this controlling. Michael Carrick was a master of this in the Manchester United team. He didn't have a great season last year, but Jorginho at Chelsea and, of course, Italy in the previous campaign, leading to him coming third in the Ballon d'Or voting because his ability to control the tempo, the flow, to be that cartilage, that caveat between the attack and the defense. And what I've often likened it to, it's like the gravy on a roast dinner. You could have the most succulent, well-roasted marinated in seasoned meat. You could have the best, the fluffiest, the softest on the inside, crunchiest on the outside potatoes, the most beautifully prepared organic vegetables on your plate, the creamiest mashed potato, the softest, biggest Yorkshire puddings in the history of Yorkshire puddings. You could have the cranberry sauce. You could have the horseradish if you're having beef. But with no gravy, that falls apart. Man United need the gravy in this team. And I think the De Jongs, the giving of the opportunities to the Donny van der Beeks, and the Christian Eriksens are very much that. We have to sometimes remember this as football fans, because we have to get bogged down away from this. It is a team sport. You may dislike a player because their weakness is hindering the team. That is their weakness and they need to be criticized. But quite often that weakness protrudes, stands out, because we don't have a player in the team that can supplement and complement that issue. This isn't boxing, MMA, tennis. It isn't a single sport, an individual sport. It's a team effort. And I'm liking the direction that Man United are going in now. I say liking, we've got to get the deals done. We've got to get the players in. We've got to integrate them. But I want your thoughts and feelings. Donny, Christian Eriksen, do you want to see them get game time next year over the likes of Bruno Fernandes? Leave me your comments below. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Thank you.